The morning sun touched the curtains softly. Mary opened her eyes and felt the weight of years in her shoulders. Her hands reached out slow and steady, feeling the quiet air of her room. She smiled, remembering how her doctor once said, "Movement is the secret to youth." But some mornings, even lifting her arms felt like climbing a hill. She missed the days when her body felt light, her breath easy, her steps quick. Now every joint spoke its own language of stiffness. Still, she refused to surrender to stillness. She sat up, feet touching the floor, grounding her body to the earth. Outside, birds called in gentle rhythm. It felt like an invitation to move, to awaken her body with care. She took a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill her chest. Today, she whispered, "I'll begin again." Her story wasn't about youth lost, but strength rediscovered. A quiet rhythm began to pulse through her. She stretched her arms, slow and wide, like wings remembering flight. Each movement carried peace, not struggle. Her body, though older, still listened to her heart. And the heart said, softly but firmly, "Keep flowing, keep moving, keep alive." The morning light filled Mary's living room with a golden calm. The floor beneath her feet felt cool, grounding, alive. She stood there, breathing in silence, feeling the rhythm of her own heart. Every breath seemed to carry a message: slow down, listen, begin. Her body whispered stories of time, of movement forgotten and waiting to return. She raised her arms gently, as if greeting the sun after a long winter. The stretch awakened her shoulders, rolling back years of stillness. She felt the warmth spread, soft and kind, through her muscles. In that quiet room, she wasn't just stretching, she was remembering herself. Her breath followed the slow dance of her body, steady and full. Inhale, lift, open. Exhale, release, let go. Each motion melted a little stiffness, a little fear, a little doubt. Her spine straightened, and with it, her thoughts grew lighter. This wasn't about youth or beauty anymore. It was about being alive in every sense of the word. Mary smiled, thinking of her younger days at the park. Back then, running came easy, laughter came faster. Now stillness had its own kind of grace. She moved her neck side to side, feeling the soft pull of muscles long ignored. No rush, no strain, only presence. Her movements were not perfect, but they were hers. The room echoed with the sound of her steady breathing. That rhythm became her companion, her music. She thought of her friend Helen, who often said, "Our bodies are gardens." Mary liked that. Gardens needed care, water, sunlight, patience. Her stretches were like rain, gentle, nourishing, quiet. She rolled her wrists, opened her palms to the ceiling. The blood began to flow easier, warmth rising through her arms. She could almost feel her body thank her. Every small stretch was a conversation between her mind and her muscles. A promise that she would keep moving, no matter how slow. Her legs joined the rhythm next. She bent her knees softly, feeling the strength hidden beneath stillness. Balance wavered, but she caught herself, laughing under her breath. The laughter made the room brighter, lighter. She turned her head toward the window. Outside, a few leaves drifted down from the old oak tree. They moved with grace, falling without fear. Mary thought maybe aging was like that too. A soft letting go, a calm surrender, a deeper wisdom. Her breath deepened again. Each inhale brought new life, each exhale released the weight of years. She lifted her arms once more, tracing invisible circles in the air. Her joints cracked softly, like gentle applause. Her heartbeat synced with the rhythm of her movement. This was her ritual now, a morning dialogue with time. The kind that didn't ask for youth back, but celebrated the present. She felt blood flowing smoothly, like streams after spring rain. Warmth filled her fingertips, her toes, her heart. And for the first time in years, she felt not old but whole. Her body had remembered. Her soul had answered. And the day, fresh and golden, had just begun. The next morning arrived quietly, wrapped in soft mist. Mary woke before the alarm, her body remembering the new rhythm. She sat up slowly, her joints creaking like an old song returning. There was no rush, no noise, only the steady beat of her heart. She smiled, knowing today she would stretch again, breathe again, live again. Her living room waited like an old friend, bathed in gentle morning light. The air felt cool, alive, almost whispering, "Move with me." Mary stood barefoot on the wooden floor, feeling its calm beneath her. She closed her eyes and let her breath find its natural pace. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. The world outside faded, all that remained was her heartbeat and breath. Her shoulders lifted and dropped like waves meeting the shore. She rolled them back, feeling warmth spread across her upper body. The stiffness began to melt like ice under sunlight. Her arms reached forward, fingers extending into the space ahead. She could almost feel her blood flow, smooth and calm, beneath her skin. Her doctor once said, movement brings circulation and circulation brings life. Now she understood. Each stretch was a gentle push against time, a reminder that she still could. She leaned sideways, stretching one arm above her head. Her ribs opened, her lungs expanded, air filling every quiet corner. It felt like freedom wrapped in stillness. Her breath grew deeper, stronger, kinder. She imagined her muscles smiling, her blood flowing like rivers finding their path. The world outside began to brighten, birds calling out to the dawn. Mary followed their rhythm, her movements soft but full of intention. Her back straightened, her chest lifted with quiet pride. She wasn't fighting age, she was flowing with it. Her legs joined the slow dance. She lifted her heels, balancing on her toes, feeling the stretch travel upward. Her calves awakened, her knees steady beneath her. She held the pose, trembling slightly, then exhaled with relief. Each tremor was proof of effort, proof of life. She smiled again, eyes still closed, body alive with quiet energy. Stretch by stretch, her body spoke a new language of peace. She bent forward gently, letting her hands dangle toward the floor. Her spine curved like a bow, her head resting between her arms. She stayed there, breathing deeply, feeling gravity's soft pull. It wasn't pain, it was release. She rose slowly, stacking her spine one vertebra at a time. The world felt different when she stood tall again. Lighter. Clearer. Her breath had painted peace inside her. The mist outside the window began to lift. She could see sunlight touch the garden, where tiny flowers waited for warmth. Everything in nature stretched toward light. And so did she. Mary reached her arms once more to the ceiling, fingers wide, heart open. Her blood flowed easily now. Her pulse calm and steady. In that moment she understood, stretching wasn't just for the body. It was a way of telling the soul, you are still here. She inhaled, smiled and whispered, thank you, morning. Her body felt young not in years but in spirit. And the day again began with grace. The afternoon sun filtered through the curtains, painting soft lines on the floor. Mary sat by the window, sipping warm tea, feeling the calm hum of her heartbeat. Her body felt looser now, her movements more natural, her breath more alive. She thought of how each stretch seemed to open not only her muscles, but her memories. Every morning practice had become a quiet ritual, a moment of honest connection. She finished her tea, placed the cup down, and stood with slow intention. The light shifted across her face, gentle and kind. She took a deep breath and began to move again, this time slower, deeper. Her spine lengthened as she reached both arms toward the ceiling. The motion felt like growing taller inside her own skin. She held it, breathing deeply, letting her ribs expand like unfolding wings. Then she lowered her arms, letting them float down beside her. Her fingers brushed the air, light and graceful. She turned her head gently left and right, stretching the neck that once held tension. Each turn released a small sigh from her body. Her jaw softened, her shoulders lowered. She could feel peace sliding into every corner of her being. Her legs began their part of the movement now. One foot stepped back, heel pressing lightly to the floor. Her calves tightened and released, her balance shifting gently. It wasn't about perfection, it was about presence. Her breath guided her, inhale for lift, exhale for release. With each exhale, her mind let go of yesterday's weight. The world outside continued, but she was inside her own calm space. She thought about how aging had once frightened her. The loss of strength, the quiet aches, the slowing steps. But now, each stretch felt like reclaiming something sacred. She was not fatting, she was transforming. Her hands touched her chest, feeling the steady rhythm beneath. That beat reminded her that life still flowed freely. Her body, once tired and hesitant, now responded like an old friend rediscovered. She bent her knees, lowered her hips, and rolled her shoulders once more. Her breath deepened again. The air moved through her like soft waves against the shore. She imagined her blood carrying warmth to every joint, every corner of her being. It wasn't just circulation, it was renewal. Each stretch was an act of love, quiet and patient. Her arms opened wide again, as if embracing the whole room. She felt light pass through her fingertips, a spark of something timeless. The tension that once lived in her back was gone. Her heart felt lighter, her thoughts quieter. This was not exercise, this was communion with herself. Her muscles no longer resisted, they sang softly with the rhythm of movement. Outside, the wind brushed the trees, their leaves shimmering in the sun. Mary smiled, hearing the harmony between her breath and the world. She closed her eyes and whispered, "I am still growing. Not younger, not older, just alive fully, completely." Her body glowed with warmth, her mind with peace. And in that small living room, time felt gentle again. Every heartbeat, every breath, every stretch became a quiet hymn to life. The rain came softly that morning, tapping on the windows like a gentle drummer. Mary listened for a moment, her breath matching the rhythm of the drops. The world outside felt slower, quieter, wrapped in silver mist. She didn't rush to move, she simply sat, letting calmness settle in her chest. Her body had begun to understand the language of patience. She no longer forced herself to stretch, she invited the body to join her. The tea beside her steamed lightly, its warmth a promise of comfort. She took a sip, then stood up, her bare feet finding the cool floor. The air was damp but peaceful, like a soft blanket of time. She inhaled deeply, feeling her lungs expand against the stillness. Then she began her gentle sequence, each movement guided by breath alone. Her arms rose, slow and deliberate, palms open to the ceiling. The stretch traveled through her shoulders, down to her fingertips. Her breath deepened as her spine lengthened, steady and strong. She felt her heartbeat, calm and present, keeping time with the rain. When she exhaled, her body softened, melting like wax in the morning light. Each breath became a conversation between earth and air. Her legs followed next, bending softly at the knees. She shifted her weight, letting her muscles remember how to balance. The rain outside whispered secrets of renewal, of life continuing quietly. Mary smiled. It felt as if nature itself was stretching with her. She turned her body slightly, rotating her hips in small, patient circles. Her joints cracked softly, not in pain but in release. Every sound was a reminder, movement meant healing. Her shoulders loosened, her arms swayed like branches in the wind. She imagined herself as part of that rhythm, grounded and free. Her breath carried her deeper into the moment. She reached one arm across her chest, holding it with the other. The stretch was familiar, kind, warm. She held it longer this time, feeling the muscle lengthen, the tension fade. The scent of rain filled the room, clean and calm. She could almost feel her circulation awaken beneath her skin. Blood flowed easily now, bringing warmth to her fingers and toes. She was no longer cold inside her own body. The stretch became a quiet celebration of everything still working, still alive. She moved her neck again, rolling it slowly side to side. The stiffness that once haunted her mornings was gone. In its place was a gentle awareness, a softness that felt like gratitude. Mary breathed out long and slow, letting her body find its own rhythm. Outside, the rain began to lighten, turning to mist. The sound faded, replaced by the calm hum of the world returning. Her hands rested at her sides, palms open, heart steady. She whispered to herself, "Every drop, every breath is part of my renewal." The words stayed with her, quiet but powerful. Her body, once fragile, now stood strong in its gentleness. She opened her eyes to the soft gray light. Everything felt new again. And in the calm after the rain, Mary smiled, not at youth regained but at peace found. The morning sun returned, bright and golden, after days of quiet rain. Mary opened her curtains and felt warmth spill across her face. Her plants by the window seemed taller, reaching toward the light. Everything in the room glowed, alive and awake. She took a slow breath, her chest expanding with quiet joy. Her body felt lighter these days, her steps more certain, her heart more steady. The daily stretches had become more than routine, they were her morning prayer. She rolled her shoulders back, smiling at the familiar sound of tiny cracks. Each one felt like a door opening, a space clearing. She stood tall, spine long, feet grounded like roots beneath her. Then she began to move, slow and sure, in harmony with her breath. Her arms rose first, sweeping the air in soft arcs. Her fingertips traced invisible lines of light. The movement woke her upper body, stirring gentle heat beneath her skin. She turned her wrists, opening and closing her hands like blooming petals. The stretch reached deep into her arms, loosening what once felt stiff. She closed her eyes, letting memory drift through her. She remembered her younger years, running through fields, laughing without reason. Now her joy was quieter, deeper, found in stillness instead of speed. Her body swayed side to side, hips moving with a slow, steady rhythm. She felt her balance, her strength, her grace returning in small waves. Each motion carried her closer to a sense of wholeness. She bent her knees, letting her legs join the rhythm. Her breath guided her again, inhale to rise, exhale to release. She felt warmth spread through her thighs, her calves, her ankles. Her circulation flowed easily now, no longer trapped by stiffness. It felt like rivers running freely through her, carrying life to every corner. Mary lifted her chin and took another deep breath. Her lungs filled with air so clean it almost sparkled. She held the breath for a moment, feeling energy rise through her spine. Then she released it slowly, as if letting go of old weight. She smiled. The years had changed her, yes, but not weakened her. They had softened her, refined her, taught her the beauty of slowness. She reached one arm behind her, twisting her torso gently. Her spine responded, flexible and awake. She repeated to the other side, feeling the symmetry return. Every stretch spoke to her in a silent language of gratitude. Her blood pulsed with warmth, her heart moved with calm rhythm. She had found a kind of peace she never knew when she was young. Outside, a breeze brushed through the open window. The air touched her skin, cool and kind, carrying the scent of sunlight. She paused, standing tall, arms open wide. The world seemed to move through her, not around her. She breathed deeply once more, anchoring herself in the present. Then she whispered softly, "This is what living feels like." Her voice blended with the wind, gentle and sure. And as the morning light filled the room, Mary's heart flowed like her blood, steady, warm, and beautifully alive. Evening arrived quietly, folding the sky into soft shades of gold and violet. Mary sat by the window, watching the last light fade across the garden. The day had been long but kind, filled with steady movement and calm breath. She could still feel the warmth in her muscles, a gentle reminder of her effort. Her body no longer ached the way it used to. Instead, it hummed with quiet energy, balanced and alive. She stood slowly, stretching her arms overhead, feeling her spine unwind. The motion felt different in the evening, softer, slower, more reflective. Her breath met the quiet of dusk like two old friends greeting each other. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. The rhythm carried her body like waves returning to shore. She bent forward gently, her hands grazing the tops of her feet. The pull in her legs was familiar now, almost comforting. Her body knew the path, knew the music of release. She rose back up, vertebra by vertebra, slow and steady. Her head lifted last, her gaze meeting the fading sky. Through the open window, she could hear the song of crickets. Their sound filled the space between her breaths. She smiled at the thought that everything alive had its own rhythm. And she was simply moving in harmony with it. Her hands rested on her chest again, feeling her heartbeat, steady, sure. The same heart that had carried her through years of joy and loss. She whispered softly, "You've done well today." Her body seemed to answer in silence. The stiffness that once shadowed her mornings had turned into strength. The slow flow of movement had taught her how to trust herself again. She turned sideways, twisting her spine gently from left to right. Her torso moved like silk, her breath guiding each turn. The air inside her lungs felt warmer, smoother, lighter. It carried calm through her bloodstream, touching every corner of her being. She moved her head in slow circles, easing the last bit of tension away. Each roll felt like releasing old worries into the evening air. Her body wasn't perfect, but it was hers, resilient, loyal, full of quiet grace. Outside, a soft wind brushed through the leaves, whispering its lullaby. Mary followed its rhythm, letting her arms sway side to side. The movement was small but full of meaning. It said, "I am here, I am still moving, I am still me." She felt her feet rooted to the ground, firm yet gentle. Her blood flowed easily, her breath steady and deep. In that moment she understood, this practice wasn't about youth or age. It was about connection, balance, and listening to her own body's story. The sun disappeared completely, leaving only soft traces of orange light. She lowered her arms slowly, hands meeting at her heart. Her breath lingered there calm and kind. She whispered again, almost like a prayer, "Thank you, body." Outside, night settled in with quiet grace. Mary closed her eyes, letting stillness wrap around her. And as her heart slowed to match the rhythm of the dark, she felt one truth remain. Movement had become her peace, her song, her way of staying beautifully alive. The night was quiet, the world wrapped in gentle darkness. Mary sat by her window, the moonlight tracing soft lines on her hands. Her body felt warm, steady, alive. The day's stretches still lingered inside her, like music fading slowly. She breathed deeply, feeling peace settle deep into her chest. Every inhale carried calm, every exhale carried gratitude. She thought of how far she had come, not in miles but in grace. Her body had learned to move again, her heart had learned to listen. The years no longer frightened her, they felt like chapters, not endings. She touched her knees, smiled, and whispered, "Thank you for holding me." Outside, the wind stirred softly, as if nodding in agreement. Her reflection in the glass looked peaceful, timeless. She didn't wish to be young again. She wished only to stay connected, to breath, to movement, to life. Her fingers curled gently, her breath slowed. The world seemed to breathe with her. And in that quiet moment, Mary felt whole. Not because her body was strong, but because her spirit was free. The night deepened, soft and kind. And she whispered once more, "Keep flowing, keep moving, keep alive."